Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus for Rav David Henoch Mordechai, Ben Frida Simcha, for Shlema Shal Yisrael, and Atida Adit Bas Sita Rachel, or for Shlema, and for Rafal Chaim Dov and Risa Shaner for Shlema, and Atzlacha and Bracha, Moshe Ben Peshadina, Rudi Yaakov Ben Dina Chasha. We're continuing our study of the Siddur. We are on the Bracha of Elokai, Nishama Shanasat V'Tahorihi. That's what we learned in the last year. Now we're going to continue Ata V'Rasa, Ata Ytzarta, Ata Nefachta Bi, based again on the Siddur Ol Asriya of Maran Arav. Ata V'Rasa, you created it. Ein shum efsharut shel he'ader ta'ara b'neshama. V'hi tehora, v'bnei she'ata makor kol to'ar. Beraata, mikoch or ta'aratcha inovat b'yisoda, mitoch hashkika adira lo'otzar kol ha'chayim. Umakor kol ha'eden. There is no possibility of a lack of Tara. We said a neshama is tar, a neshama is pure, tahirahi. There is no possibility that the neshama can't be pure, because you, the source of all purity, created it. From the power of the light of your purity, it flows from the tremendous desire, the shkika adira, of the otzar kol ha'chayim, of the treasure chest of all life and the source of all pleasure, makor kol ha'eden. Ma'ayan kol ha'shleimut u'pe'er kol ha'yofi hi nechtzevet b'yisoda klali u'mehut atzmuta. So our soul comes from this place of complete purity and glory and beauty in its general foundation and its essential being. So Ata V'Rasa, you know why your neshama is tahirihi? Because you created Hashem, and you're tahor, and therefore it cannot be not tahor. Ata Ytzarta. Another lashon, there's a lashon of bria and a lashon of yitzira, two different lashonos of creation, which obviously have very different meaning al pi Kabbalah. How does the Rav explain this? Obviously, the Rav's commentary is very deeply steeped in Kabbalah, but we're learning the Derech Nigla. Ata Ytzarta, v'lo rak hagavan ha'klali shela, not only its general color, or ha'chefetz ha'adin ha'chai u'poel b'kirba b'pnimiyuta, u'ne'atzar me'or kadshecha, the light of the gentle living desire that is activated inside in its depths, that it emanates from the light of your holiness. In other words, in the previous piece he had said, b'yisoda klali, in its general way. So first, Ata V'Rasa, you created the soul in general, and that comes from your holiness, from your purity. Elagam ha'agut ha'meforata ligvanim hashonim sheba. But also the details of the soul. Ha'osim la tzura yitziratit, ba'alat higayon, regesh, shi'ifa, cheshek, oz v'romemut. That gives it a creative form that has logic, that has feeling, that has striving, that has desire, that has strength, that has exaltation. Otzma, gvura, chesed, v'yosher, rachamim, v'tzedek, all these great midas of strength and kindness and honesty and mercy and justice, yofi and beauty and seder and order, kulaba. In other words, every soul has on one hand the brasa, the general fact that the soul was created, the idea, the notion, the concept of the soul. And then there's the Ata Ytzarta, the Tsura Yitziratit, the form, the specific form of this soul, the details of the soul. Not only the general notion of the soul, but the soul that has such desire and such feeling and logic and glory and power and strength and exaltation and beauty, etc., and mercy, justice. Kula ba b'chol hamon galeha me'orcha hashalem hakolel kol pe'er chaye kol ha'olamim. B'chol oroteihem ha'muchlalim b'chol ziv ednat nitzchei nitzachim. Hakol miyadcha u'me'orcha bala be'otzem ha'ta'ara zaka ve'abara be'otzer tzachtzachot elyon kodesh ha'kodeshim. All of it comes in all of its many waves from your complete light that includes all of the glory of the life of all the worlds, with all of their lights that are included in the shine of the beauty, of the pleasure of eternity. All of it comes, again, Rav Kook was, besides being a Makubal and a tzaddik, he was also a poet, so it's hard to translate poetry. Everything comes from your hand and from your light with its great purity and clarity. And he uses a Kabbalah term, B'otzer tzachtzachos elyon, Kodesh Kadashim, from the Holy of Holies. So we have Ata B'rasa, you created the soul. Ata Ytzarta, and you may give it specific surah. Ata nefachta bi, you blew it into me. Shnei dvarim anu mekirim b'mefal haneficha. There are two things that we recognize in blowing. Chada, number one, she'akoach ba mitoch hiyuto ha'pnimit ha'atzmit shel hanofeach. That power comes from the internal depths of the one blowing. Man denafach mitochei nafach. The one who blows from within himself. Klomari kara shel haneshama hu ha'ga'gua Elohi ha'elyon, hatzimaon ha'adir להיכלל באוצר האור בחיי החיים העליונים. מקור כל החיים ושורש כל ההוויות. נפלא מאוד. That it says in the Zohar that the one who blew from within him. In other words, the ikar of the neshama is the yearning for the elevated godliness, the thirst, the tremendous thirst to be included in the treasure of light, in the light of elevated lights, to be included in the Or Ein Sof, the source of all life and the root of all existence. So on one hand, you have the nefachta, God, you blew it, meaning it comes from within you, which means that our soul, which comes from within God, has this tremendous thirst to go back to its source, where it came from, because that's what the essence is. The essence of the soul is the nefachta, that God blew it into us, that we have this godly soul within us that desires to go back to the source of its life. Sheni, and number two, the second aspect, שהירידה חודרת עד לידי תחתיתה של המדרגה, הנתונה בתוך מאבי הבשר, היא קשורה ואחוזה בשורש התוכי העליון, בלא שום הפסק. That the descension until the lowest madrega in the human flesh is connected at its root without any hefsek, without b'lo shum dilug shel madrega, without skipping any steps. V'shehi nif'elet b'chol atzmuta b'chol shiu komata merosh v'ad hakev b'chol yisoda b'ikar shorsha ha'elyon b'tochiyut atzmuta b'makor ha'yisodi she'or ha'chaim ha'elyon mechon kol bracha v'tihila le'olamim. That even though this soul is down here, stuck in this body kiviyachol, but it's still connected to its elevated roots. Without any hefsek, without any skipping of madregas, and from beginning to end, it's connected to its elevated root in the depths of its being, in the root of its foundation, of the light of divine life, the foundation of all blessing and praise forever. In other words, in English, the Ata nefachta bi, you blew it into me. So on one hand, we have to know that it desires to go back to its source of life, and even when it's in the flesh, that it's connected to the flesh and the body, neshama shenasata bi, that you put it within me. So yes, it is connected to this low level and the lowest of worlds and planet Earth. Nevertheless, it's still rooted very deeply, very, very powerfully, very profoundly in its source, in Shamayim, the light of lights, and the light of life. And we shouldn't forget that even when down here, the soul is still connected to its divine root. Ve'ata mishamrah b'kirbi, and you guard it within me. Shnei ofanim yeshmam l'shmirata shel haneshama b'kirbo shel adam. There are two ways of guarding the soul within man. Hashmira rishona yoto apela agadol. The first shmira is that great wonder. She'af al pi shereishita neficha elokit shel haneshama, harei melea or kodesh, me'avyei netzach v'hod elyon v'shifat chaim atzilit le'en cheker, u'berediתה בתוך הקשר החומרי, הנה מתעממים כל אישי קודש הללו, ואורות המאוויים העליונים הולכים ונעשים כהים וחלשים. So, the first guarding of our soul is that great wonder that even though at the beginning of this godly blowing of the soul, it's filled with holy light, desires for eternity, and elevated splendor, and a desire for a noble life that can't be investigated, la'in cheker, that's beyond comprehension. And then, when it comes down, uberedita, when this soul comes down into this kesher achomri, into this world, so then there's a dimming of all of these holy fires, and the holy desires become weaker. Vayamakom lachshov al dvar kviyata klalit shel haneshama. You can think about possibly the general extinguishing, the farleshen, the extinguishing of the neshama, the morad hagadol hazeh shel chalishut acharei chalishut, in this great descent of being weak and yet weaker. Ha'olech u'mitvasef ba'al pi hadragot shel yiridotea, that is added based on the continuous dissension. So yes, the soul goes down, and you would think that, God forbid, the light can be extinguished. B'chol zot koach Elohi elyon, or chesed v'rachamim harabim, holech u'mofia v'shomer et haneshama elyon mikibui ora. This power of the divine the power of the elevated godliness, the light of chesed and rachamim, the great mercy that we have in our soul, that we have on our soul, comes and appears and guards the soul from the light extinguishing. This koach elokeon, this great godly power, prevents the soul from being extinguished, even though gam beheyota tzricha leredet leomek hatachtit ulematzav hayoter kehe shebekerev ha'adam, even though it has to go to such a low level within man, hanatun b'shiflut chomriuto, that is placed in his low physicality. So despite that, we are mishamer b'kirbi. God guards our soul to make sure that the divine spark of our soul, the holiness, is not extinguished. That's the first ofen, that's the first way. Ve'ofen hasheni shel hashmira hi shmirat hatoar, כמו שהתחלנו לומר את הכרתנו הקדושה, הבא אלינו מיסוד אור הקודש העליון, המאיר בשמתנו פנימה בכל עיזוז פאר קודשו, אלוקי נשמה שנתת בי טהורה היא. The second type of shmira is guarding the purity. So God guards our soul that it shouldn't be extinguished, the holiness shouldn't be extinguished, and that it should remain pure. As we said, that God, my God, the soul that you gave me is pure. And this purity is preserved in the basic foundation of the soul, even in all of our dissensions, and all of its going down into all of the depths, inside the kidneys and heart, in all of their crookedness. הרי הנשמה עצמה נשמרת ועומדת בקדושת טהרתה. גם בכל מדרגותית היותר דלות ויותר ירודות. In all of the levels, no matter how low we go, no matter how low the soul goes, it still remains pure. It's on 42nd Street in Times Square. It's still pure. It's guarded. HaKadosh Baruch Hu preserves the neshama. B'chol chadrei chadarim hayoter afelim shel hachayim. In all of the deep rooms of the darkness of life. Ki rak ata el elyon oseh neflaot. Ata yachol la'asot et hagvura nifla azot. God, you do wonders. That's why many people connect Elokai Neshama to Rofei Chol Basar Mafli Lasos. After you say Asher Yotzar, say Elokai Neshama, because the Mafli Lasos connects to Elokai Neshama. It doesn't start with Baracha Hashem. It's Baracha Smucha L'Chavrita. So it's connected to the Rofei Chol Basar Mafli Lasos, and that's the Pella of the Neshama. The Pella, like we discussed, that no matter how many Neshamas there are in this world, each one has its own personal connection with God, and its light is in no way diminished because there's so many other creations. And God preserves this purity. That's the Pella. The light of the soul is not extinguished in the physicality, despite the physicality in which it's placed, and the purity remains forever. Gam b'kirbi, even inside of me, God guards the light of the purity of this neshama. Ve'ata nishamra b'kirbi, and you guard it within me. So now we have this new deep meaning to you guarding the soul within me, that our soul is not extinguished, still has a desire to get back to its source, be close to where it came from, godliness, God who blew from his own nostrils, and the purity is never extinguished. So I like to quote Rav Tzvi Yehuda, the Rav's son, Zechat Tzadikim Levracha, that he used to say that Kacha abet palel, that when you're learning this parish, we have a window into the soul of the Rav to see how he actually davened. He wasn't writing this for academic purposes. This was his tefillah. So we should be zocheh to be on such a madrega, to at least a little bit masay agiu masay l'masay avosai. The tzaddikim say, when will my deeds reach those of my avos? Milashon maga, any type of contact. There should be some type of contact between my deeds and the deeds of the avos, of the tzaddikim, of kol adoros. We should be zocha on some level to connect to them, even if we're not completely on their madrega. Amen v'amen. And hopefully Hashem should give us the koach and the moach and the means to continue. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.